The crown lies broken on the ground tonight. A ghostly whisper fills the cold moonlight. Once proud halls now echo with despair. The throne sits empty, no king sits there. Mountains crumble where heroes once stood. The rivers run with tears, not with blood. Shattered dreams in the ruins we tread. A kingdom forgotten, its glory fled. Oh, the shattered kingdom falls apart. Lies a broken heart in the dark.
Yo, welcome to the Shattered Kingdom. I am your gracious host, King Havoc Warlord, and this is me testing. I got another mic, so this is me testing out till I get that arm or whatever. But let me go ahead and go to my channel, so that way I can try to see if everybody can hear me. Testing. Testing. Yeah, so we're good on my end, right? Testing. Yeah, so we're good on my end, right? Testing. Yeah, so we're good on my end, right? Testing. Yeah, so we're good on my end, right? Hello. Let me try something. Testing. Mic check 1 2 1 2. We're good. Yo, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Shattered Kingdom. I am your gracious host, King Havoc Warlord. What do I got planned tonight for you guys? It's been a long time. I've been away for a while, so I just wanted to take in, let you guys know that I'm basically doing more to try to at least trying to, there we go. So, what are we going to talk about tonight? We're going to talk about the future. For the people that didn't see, basically, we're going to be talking about the future of this channel. This is not a public service announcement. This is me basically taking in letting people know what's going on. So my newer channel, let's see. Let's go to numbers. Bear with me, please, you guys. Let's go to numbers. So if you, let me see. Let me go ahead and share the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I started this channel back up about, basically I started it back up about, let's look at numbers. I'm just trying to get the wires out the way. So let's go here. So if you guys see, I joined back September 3rd, 2025. So September 3rd, 2026 will be the year anniversary of this channel. I plan on doing something great for the year anniversary of this channel. But this channel right here, the Shattered Kingdom Vlogs, Wrestling, and Gaming, it had a couple facelifts basically within since I restarted this channel. So shout out to the people that helped me out before. My homeboy Drew Danger. I hope you're doing good in your life. I hope everything's going great for you. So I originally, this is story time with King Havoc Warlord. So what happened was, even though he helped me out and stuff, I'm highly appreciative. I'm highly grateful. Basically, I just wanted to move away from the help with my video, because I wanted to prove basically that I can do this without any help. And so that's why it started September 3rd, 2025. So my other channel, which was the Shattered Kingdom, which, even though that's the same name of a channel, that was the channel before. So it would have been, if I didn't delete the channel, I'm a small platformer, so I had probably about 100 and something subs. I have 42 now. I'm almost halfway back to my percentage without help, doing it by myself. I'm not taking shots on the people that did help me. I'm not throwing people underneath the bus. There is people that still did help me, and I'm highly grateful for that. There's too many names to name, so I'm not going to name nothing, but so if you guys see, it says September 3rd, 2025. So this September, which is weeks before my 42nd birthday, it's going to make it a year. It's going to make it a year this channel's been around. And so, like I said, the other channel, I would have had a lot more subs. I would have been going in a different direction. I would have been having a little bit different with that channel. So I deleted it. I thought I was going to leave YouTube, and I came back. That's the story behind it. It would have been like going on 3 years at that point. So, when September 3rd rolls around, I plan on doing something for the 1-year anniversary for this channel. Right now I have 46 videos. I've been trying to get back to the game and stuff. So my thing is I want to move back into, before I tell you what I need to move back into, I'm trying to get my setup back. I'm trying to get better mics. I'm trying to do other stuff, other stuff that's gonna bring some clicks, bring some likes, the whole nine. I know before I've told you guys, and I will go on record saying this, that I don't care about clicks. I don't care about views. Before I said I didn't care about who was sub to my channel. I do care about you guys. I just, order to be me. It's cool if you're subscribed. It's cool if you're not. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And so that's where we go. That's where we go with this. I will be doing some more crime stuff. I will be doing some more. I'll be doing some more crime stuff on this channel. Like I said, by myself. I would going deep dive into that. I will be not just doing video games, not just doing wrestling. I'm trying to get back to what counts the most. And it's time to go back to the basics. Still write the Power Ranger Chronicles. I'm still doing that. There's big plans for me, so I just wanted to make sure I can go back to what started me, what actually made my channel actually really pop, what made it. And so sometimes people grow apart. Like the people that have helped me, you know who you are out there. You know exactly who you are. I'm not going to name names, but you guys have helped me. One way or another have helped me. I have my haters out there. My haters are my biggest motivators. I just, like I said, have to get back to the basics. I have to get back to bringing the crime hour with Havoc Warlord. I have to get back to, I want to introduce some haunted stuff on here. I want to introduce certain things I've never thought that I would put on this channel. Drama free, peacefully enjoy myself. And so I just, for the most part, wanted to just do what I'm supposed to do. And that's not going to be just wrestling. That's not going to be just vlogging. That's not going to be just talking about video games. Excuse me. That's not going to be just the video games. That's not going to be. It's not going to be just them couple things. It's going to be something a little bit new, with something a little bit more back to the basics. A little bit old, but a little bit of new. That's where this channel is going. If you guys haven't noticed, I am back to the basics. I am basically just, I don't know. Let me take this virtual thing off, you guys. I really don't want the virtual thing right now. So I have to go back to basics, which is the crime streams, which is I'm going to go back to the Bible study stuff. I'm going to basically try to handle it like I was doing before, but give a little bit of old with a little bit of new. Not so much to cram my content down no one's throat. I'm happy, like I said, I'm happy, and I'm finally in a spot to where I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing. It is what it is. I mean, like I said, people can hate me, they can love me, but you can't take nothing from me. I'm, I'm trying to get my stuff back together. This is a pretty cool mic. I mean, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different than what my other mic was. This is an on mic, and my other mic was a Blue Yeti. If you guys notice, like I'll show you, it's an on mic. I use my Blue Yeti stand. So it is a little bit more different. And like I said, the Sean from before is not the Sean now. King Havoc Warlord now is not the King Havoc Warlord almost 3 years ago at this point. I'm growing. I'm not staying the same. I'll be 42 the 17th of September. I need to basically just take in growth from this whole situation. I will be reviewing my books. Like I said, books. I will still be reading some of the Elements book, because that, even though AI made it, it's still something. It's still an idea to give you guys something without trying to slack on giving you guys something. I'm gonna try to have my computer back by September. If I can't, I'll still be streaming on this Dell Octoplex. My setup right now is kind of a little bit shoddy, because it's right now I'm pushing it to the max of streaming. The streaming is kind of making my PC go slow, and so I'm gonna need to upgrade at this point if I plan on to still stream, if I plan on to still do the thing. If I plan on still to make content. Did I make mistakes in my life on this platform? Yes. I've had mistakes. I've made mistakes. I've hurt people, and those were mistakes I have to live with. Those are the crosses I have to bear. All I could do at this point is move on, make great content, and try to be productive with the whole YouTube platform. I'm gonna tell you guys, like I've told you from the start, no money's made from this. No gain is made from this. My subscribers are my subscribers. I appreciate every last one of you guys, and from the bottom of my heart, if it wasn't for y'all, there wouldn't be me out here. So for that, I thank you. My other channel, which is let me show my other channel really quick. I'll go back to the YouTube stuff. So let me go back to the YouTube. So let's add this to the stage. So this channel was originally going to be for my new channel. The Shattered Kingdom update channel was originally, the story behind it was originally my channel, because I got locked out of the Shattered Kingdom, my original channel. So instead of me quitting doing stuff, basically what happened was I didn't want to give it up because it's fun. I wanted to make sure that it was the the Warlord Gaming Central is what this was. So this channel right here is going to be for my updates, for the positive public service announcements, and this is to keep you guys up on game and what I got. You guys can go subscribe to here if you want, or you don't have to. It's fine. I'm cool with it if you do or you don't. But this is where everything's going to be taking place. So I needed this channel because this is kind of like a meeting channel. Myself meeting with the world. So this channel right here, you can definitely find my updates and stuff when I update it, and I come with more stuff with like books or whatever. This is where you're gonna find me. So go like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and set it to all so you know when I make updates, and that's where it's gonna be. There ain't gonna be no more after this stream. There's not gonna be no more updates on this channel, because the Shattered Kingdom update channel is where all the planning is gonna go. This is kind of like the boardroom. And so it'll be really, really cool though. And so let me see something really, really quick. Let me mute the mic. So now, I just sent out some. What I'm going to do is go ahead and drop the link for whoever wants to come up here and talk. We're talking positive stuff. So if you're certain people and I see you in the back, and I know it's not positive, I'm not going to bring you up. I appreciate everything, like I said, and I appreciate people watching. What I know who you are positive, and I know who you are negative, and so I'm not doing that. I'm moving on. I'm honestly tired of the me acting the way I am, the negativity. I'm tired of responding to the stuff that don't need to be responded to. I'm just trying to, for the most part, trying to move on past this and be positive. And so, if you guys like, you can go and go click on that link or whatever. Subscribe to both channels if you want. Anything positive, it counts. My next stream, I don't know when it's going to be, but it's going to basically have me reading some more chapters of the elements. I need to get at least 2 or 3 more chapters into you guys. I'm sorry that I haven't been here lately, but I've just been working on stuff. I had to go back to the lab, trying to figure out what I want to do and how I want to move forward with this channel and positive. I'm happy about what people how they support me and everything. Like I said, I don't exist out here. I don't exist out here, you guys, without you. So, like I said, I only exist out here is because of you guys. And so it's a little bit early, but maybe we could do some scary stuff tonight, you guys. I kind of want to do some scary stuff tonight. Let me go ahead and go here. Let's add this to the stage. Let's go ahead and let's click something. Keep it in mind, you guys, this stuff right here is not my content. Shout out to any person's content some of the content I use. Shout out to it. All right, let's do this one.
It says, you know what, I'm gonna do. Oh, what is that?
That's a grown man screaming in his own kitchen mid-phone call with nobody else in the house. Seconds later, he's out the front door and into his truck, and he's not going back inside for anything. These scary videos come from TikTok user Cassie Bay. She says she left home one Monday night after a family argument and driven to her mum's place to cool off. A few hours later, her husband rang her
for fair use. So let's see. I'm gonna give a shout out to Slappy Ham. Fair use. You guys go like and subscribe to this guy. I just liked and I just hit the all. So for fair use, this is Slappy Ham. Shout out to you.
Estate. He told her the kitchen bench had started vibrating underneath his hand. He couldn't explain it. He couldn't make it stop. So he screamed, grabbed his keys, and got out. When Cassie pulled into the driveway, he was still sitting in the cab of his truck. He wouldn't come inside, wouldn't even walk up to the door. So the two of them sat down and pulled up the security footage together.
God, it says, you know what, I'm gonna do.
The scream is already unsettling on its own, but rewind the tape a minute or two back to when he's still calmly on the phone and something else starts to jump out. Keep your eyes on the bench.
Oh, look at that bench. It's crazy. Yo, I would have been out.
A small red packet shifts position on its own. And a stack of papers near a baseball cap flutters. Her husband is standing only a few feet away the entire time, phone to his ear, completely oblivious. The activity didn't stop once Cassie got home, electronics switching on by themselves, 3 sharp knocks at the front door with nobody standing on the other side, the cats fixating on empty corners of the room. In a later clip, she's home alone when an unidentified noise rattles her badly enough that her reaction gets caught on camera. Eventually, the family saged the entire house.
See, sage is a good idea, but do you guys realize that when you do stuff like this, it might help, it might hurt. It just depends about the spirit. I mean, I don't really know too much about the paranormal field. So, I mean, for what I've watched in movies and documentaries and stuff like that, there's a lot of times that if you sage, it does help the house. It does cleanse it. But there's a lot of times where all you're going to do really is piss off the whatever's in your house. I don't want to say, but you kind of piss off the person that's in the thing that's in your house, and it's kind of like you do this at your own risk. Keep that in mind, guys. Whenever something's like that, you do it at your own risk.
Here's the detail that's kept viewers coming back. Cassie says several neighbours have reported similar experiences in the area, and she claims a bit of local research turned up recorded Native American burial mounds on the land the houses were built on.
See, and that's the thing too. They started building on. If you look, you guys, they started building on Native and Indian burial ground. So that kind of messes with entity in the house, a spirit, a demon, whatever. It kind of stirs stuff up when they do build on the Native American burial ground. So keep that in mind, that it could have stirred this up because of building on that sacred ground.
Over 1 million views, thousands of comments, and a husband who, for at least one night, would rather sleep in his truck than step back through his own front door.
I would have slept in my truck. Frick that.
"3:47 in the morning. A motion-activated security camera at a remote workshop triggers exactly once. A figure walks behind the building, heading toward a fenced dead end. It never comes back."
Let's go back and see if we can see it.
"3:47 in the morning. A motion-activated security camera at a remote workshop triggers exact.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and slow it down. Let's go ahead and do the playback speed to. Let's do it to here.
Exactly once.
Let's see if we can see
A
it.
figure walks behind the building, heading toward
A little
a
bit slow.
fenced dead end. It never comes back.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm gonna have to let you guys go because a fire alarm went off in the building. Someone's burning food again. Go like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, set it to all so you know when I go live, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. False alarm, you guys. What's up, Makota? What's that mean? Well. So, basically, it says you see the entity or whatever. But let's go back to regular speed. Normal.
Back.
Spooky.
The footage was recorded in 2020 at a small workshop run by the uploader's father. It's an isolated property and the camera had been set up to catch trespassers. In the clip, a woman in a white dress moves behind the building, heading straight for a section of fencing that borders railroad tracks and dense woods.
If the alarm goes off, you guys, because if someone burnt some food again, I'll have to end the stream early, and I do apologize for that. But I will continue on with this at least until something happens.
No path, no street, no exit on the other side.
Spooky.
The uploader later posted a daytime photo of the layout. It shows the workshop backing onto a fenced corridor along the railway with industrial buildings beyond. Both sides of the tracks are fenced off. There's genuinely nowhere for a person to go. And here's the part that's kept this clip circulating. The camera never triggered again. Whoever or whatever walked into that dead end didn't walk back out. No second activation, no return trip, nothing. The camera would have caught anyone leaving the way they came in. It caught the entry. It never caught the exit. The footage itself is rough, a recording of a screen rather than a direct export. Hundreds of commenters have suggested a trespasser, a shortcut along the tracks, someone who found a gap in the fence. The uploader's answer has stayed the same. There is no gap. One camera trigger in, 0 camera triggers out.
That definitely was an admonition.
Keep your eyes on the gate.
This is supports gate with no one there, it says.
It swings open on its own. This isn't a flimsy garden gate either. The homeowner says it has a latch. Something had to physically lift it. Moments later, this happens. The swing chair on the porch starts rocking, slowly at first, then with a steady rhythm, as if someone's just sat down.
It's crazy.
And if you turn the volume up, there's one more thing. A low growl picked up by the camera's microphone. Look at the trees in the background, completely still. Whatever moved that gate, it wasn't the wind. One commenter put it best. It's as if something opened the gate, walked onto the porch, and made itself comfortable on the swing.
Hey, maybe it was tired. Hey, maybe whatever opened the door and whatever, and maybe it got tired. Maybe it traveled a long way, so it sat down and basically made itself at home.
38 years, I've never been involved or seen anything to this extent as far as injuries caused by a wild animal.
Those are the words of Pittsburgh County Sheriff Frankie McClendon, describing an attack so savage that investigators still can't identify what animal was responsible. Alicia Maxey, a mother from the McAllister area in Oklahoma, was found severely injured on a Sunday morning in a remote yard near the tiny community of Blanco. She'd gone to the property hoping to find work. She never made it to the front door.
In a remote yard in Blanco, Oklahoma, Alicia Maxey was ambushed before she could even reach the front door of a home where she was hoping to find work.
According to investigators, Alicia heard a deep growl before she could reach the entrance. She turned to run back to her truck and something pounced, knocking her to the ground. She described the creature as dog-like, but couldn't say with certainty that it was a dog. The injuries were catastrophic. Alicia was
The peop-
airlifted to Ascension St. John Hospital in Tulsa with gruesome wounds.
For people that don't believe in that type of stuff, we all believe in something. And so for people that don't believe, I mean, like, there's so much proof out here that there's no choice but for the people that do believe to believe.
To her face, arms, and legs. The Pittsburgh County Sheriff's Office initially suspected a dog attack, but the sheer scale of the injuries prompted them to bring in the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife. Torn clothing and physical evidence were collected from the scene and sent to a wildlife laboratory for analysis. Sheriff McClendon made clear this was unlike anything he'd encountered in nearly 4 decades of law enforcement. The wounds didn't match the typical pattern of a domestic dog attack, raising the question of whether a bear, a mountain lion, or something else entirely was responsible. The story took on an added layer of tragedy when it emerged that Alicia's husband, Wallace, is currently on dialysis and awaiting a kidney transplant. With Alicia hospitalized and their only vehicle towed from the scene, the family, including their 2 young daughters, was left in an impossible position. The case was picked up by outlets including Fox 23 Tulsa and Coast to Coast AM, drawing thousands of comments debating what kind of animal could have inflicted such devastating injuries in rural Oklahoma. As of the last reports, wildlife lab results hadn't been released. Whatever attacked Alicia Maxey that morning in Blanco remains officially unidentified.
Story 3, you guys.
McRaven House in Vicksburg, Mississippi has been called one of the most haunted buildings in the American South. It served as a field hospital during the Civil War.
That's going pretty good, Makota. I'm just trying to get back in the swing of things. I'm basically just trying to bring nothing but power and positivity to it. Trying to get back to, like, if you wasn't here when the stream started, I was letting the community know that basically I'm getting back to the basics as well as basically doing stuff I've done before. And so I'm doing a little bit of old with a little bit of new. And so I'm just trying to get back in the swing of things with positivity, of course. But thanks for asking. I do appreciate it.
War. At least 3 people are known to have died within its walls. Its history stretches back to the early 1800s.
I'm sorry about that. If you didn't hear what I said because my mic was mute, I didn't realize, Makota. So what I was saying, I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things. I'm basically just taking in, doing a little bit of old with a little bit of new. Gonna be coming with like true crimes stuff like the old days, and not just wrestling, not just video games, not just vlogging. I'm not just the Bible study stuff like that. I'm trying to get back to everything that made me a great YouTuber as who I am. But thanks for asking. I appreciate it.
And one visitor took a photo of a mirror inside. The image was captured during a routine ghost tour. On the right side of the reflection, you can make out a person holding a phone, likely another tour guest. Look at the left side of the mirror. In the dark corner of the reflection, there's a dark, vaguely human shape. No clearly defined features, no face, no limbs, but its outline is distinctly different from the furniture, curtains, and doorways around it. Here's the trouble with mirror photos in dark rooms. Our eyes desperately want to find something familiar in the murk. The low lighting and the natural distortion of old glass makes certainty almost impossible. And pareidolia, the brain's knack for finding faces in shadow, explains a lot of photos, just like this one. But this is McRaven House. If any mirror in the world were going to catch something it shouldn't, it would be one inside these walls. Watch the shadow under the truck. It keeps appearing, vanishing, reappearing, not a slow drift like you'd expect from passing clouds or shifting sunlight. It moves with purpose, darting in and out of frame as if it's hiding. The person filming watches for a while, capturing the behavior over and over. Eventually, they decide to investigate. They walk a full circle around the truck, check every angle. Nothing. No animal, no person, no obvious source. And that's the part that's unsettled viewers. Shadows need something to cast them. Light hits an object, the object blocks the light. So what was blocking the light under that truck? Some suggested a small animal darting just out of frame. Others thought a reflection off a nearby surface. But quite a few landed on the same uncomfortable thought, that the shadow's movement looks almost deliberate, like something crouched low, watching the person who was watching it. A senior FEMA official has gone on the record to say that God teleported him 50 miles through the air and deposited him inside a Waffle House in Rome, Georgia. That isn't a joke, and it isn't a headline from a satirical website. It's a claim made on a public podcast by Greg Phillips, the Associate Administrator for the Office of Response and Recovery at FEMA, the agency responsible for managing billions of dollars in American disaster relief.
It was scary in a way. I mean, you don't really know, okay, is this evil? Is this good? What is this? What do I do with this? How do I deal with it?
In a January 2025 episode of the podcast Onward, Phillips told listeners he'd mentioned to his sons that he was heading out for food. And then, according to him, something extraordinary happened.
I was on the phone. Oh my God, what's happening? And I was landed.
He instantaneously ended up inside a Waffle House 50 miles away.
I was with my boys one time and I was telling I was going to go to Waffle House and get Waffle House. And I ended up at a Waffle House. This is in Georgia. And I ended up at a Waffle House like 50 miles away from where I was.
When his son rang to ask where he'd gone, he told them he was in Rome, Georgia.
They said, "Where are you?" I said, "A Waffle House." They said, "Waffle House where?" And I said, "Waffle House in Rome, Georgia."
Their response was that it wasn't possible because he'd only just left the room a moment earlier.
I said, "That's not possible. You just left here like a moment ago." But it was possible. It was real.
On the podcast, he described the sensation of involuntary teleportation as genuinely unpleasant. He said it's no fun because you don't really understand what's happening and it's scary. Since it happens involuntarily, there's nothing you can do about it. You just go along for the ride.
Teleporting is no fun. It's no fun because you don't really know what you're doing. You don't really understand it.
And in case anyone was wondering whether this
Fair use. Stopping it for fair use. All right, let's go on.
was a one-off, it wasn't. Phillips has also claimed that on a separate occasion, he was driving his car when the entire vehicle was suddenly lifted into the air. He described himself and his car flying through the sky before being dropped roughly 40 miles away, landing in a ditch outside a church near Albany, Georgia. 2 supernatural teleportation events, 1 senior federal disaster management official, not a single independent witness to either of them.
I was on the phone. Oh my God, what's happening? And I was landed. And landed about 40 miles away in a ditch outside of a Baptist church in a little tiny town just where you cross over the border. And it was an incredibly frightening moment.
After CNN picked up the original podcast clip and it started circulating, the New York Times decided to actually investigate the Waffle House claim. Reporters interviewed roughly 24 Waffle House employees and regular customers across 3 separate locations in Rome, Georgia. Not one could corroborate the story. Not one could recall a senior federal official materializing out of thin air in the middle of a shift. Shastoni Burge, a longtime server at one of the Rome locations, told reporters she'd seen just about everything you can see at a Waffle House, but she'd never seen that. The internet had a field day. The dominant joke was that the only people who normally teleport to a Waffle House without remembering how they got there are blackout drunk. Democratic lawmakers were less amused. Senator Mazie Hirono and others pointed to the comments as evidence that Phillips doesn't have the grip on reality you'd want in someone managing billions of dollars in federal disaster relief. Phillips's response to the mockery was to double down. On Truth Social, he defended the whole thing as a religious miracle. He attributed the 50-mile relocation to the power of God moving him, as he put it, in a moment during a spiritual battle. He compared the experience to miracles described in the Bible, including the resurrection of Jesus Christ, and cited a passage from the book of Acts in which the Apostle Philip is snatched away by the Spirit of the Lord. Phillips noted that the Bible refers to this as being transported or translated, terms he now uses interchangeably with teleportation. He also claimed his podcast remarks had been taken completely out of context. The conversation, he said, had actually been about his spiritual journey during a period when he was heavily medicated for cancer treatment and believed at the time he was in the last 3 months of his life. That caveat matters. A man facing what he believes is a terminal diagnosis, heavily medicated, describing profound spiritual experiences on a podcast about faith is a very different story to a senior federal official calmly explaining that God teleports him to breakfast. But the job he holds doesn't allow for the distinction. FEMA's Office of Response and Recovery is the arm of the agency that coordinates the federal response to hurricanes, wildfires, floods, and mass casualty events. It's the office Americans rely on when everything else has failed, and the man running it has gone on the record repeatedly saying he's been physically teleported through the air by divine intervention on at least 2 separate occasions. He's sticking to his story either way.
It was scary in a way. I mean, you don't really know. Okay, is this evil? Is this good? What is this? What do I do with this? How do I deal with it?
A delivery driver.
Well, that was crazy. I don't know if you guys believe any of that or not. I mean, it's on you. Like I said, that's you guys' judgment to make, to believe whatever you want to believe. All right. Let's see. What else do I want to do tonight for you guys? Let me do wrestling. All right. Let me find something for you guys. JCW News Wrestling. For you guys that don't know what JCW Wrestling is, so JCW is independent wrestling. An indie scene is managed by the Insane Clown Posse, which is ICP. And so let's see. So for you guys that don't know who ICP is, it would be Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope. They're on Psychopathic Records. And so they have their wrestling for the Juggalos, which is basically Juggalos or what family. That's what Juggalos mean. And so this is ICP that owns JCW Wrestling. Let's go back to it. Your sources for breaking JCW News exclusive update, backstage development, and a storyline covered from Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Gets the latest on Vince Russo, Big Vito, Jasmine St. Clair, Ring Rat, Paige Collette, James Storm. Yes, James Storm is with JCW, EC3, Nick Nemeth, Big L's there, Cocaine, plus an update from the JCW Lunacy. Big Vito gets into a physical altercation with badass construction worker. The war between Big Vito and self-proclaimed badass construction worker has officially crossed the line into real-life confrontation and went down in Las Vegas. Big Vito finally came face-to-face with the man who had been targeting him for months in Las Vegas, Nevada. On April 17, 2026, there was Stranglemania, the week of Stranglemania or Stranglemania. Things escalated. They were at the same place. Footage obtained from Ringside News captured the moment of tension boiled over in the video. The situation turned physical when the self-proclaimed badass construction worker shoved the Big Vito and put hands on him first. Vito didn't hesitate, immediately overpowered him, grabbed him by the hair as the altercation intensified. Big Badass tried to fight back but couldn't gain the upper hand. Vito then dragged him into a nearby merchandise table, struck him during a confrontation. As the situation sprawled during the altercation, Vito made his warning crystal clear. You fucking asshole, don't ever put your fucking hands on me again, you understand? Motherfucker. Again, he says, huh? The venture rust before it escalated. Further, D'Lo Brown, as among stepped in, calming Vito while another man backed off, exited the scene. Brown stayed with Big Vito afterwards, continuing to talk to him to make sure the situation stayed under control. The confrontation didn't come out of nowhere. The problem between the two date back months when self-proclaimed badass construction worker began targeting Vito in a series of online videos, quickly gaining attention. Back on February 25th, 2026, Vito publicly shut the situation down. After weeks of insults, instead of continuing to exchange, he dismissed the viral ranter, suggested he needed professional help while making it clear he wouldn't engage any further. And he says, and I quote, "Nah, I gave him 2 months on Twitter, post while I waited for the hot tub to warm up." He laughs. He should spend his 15 minutes on breaks calling the dentist and mental health professional. Will not be addressing this further, but as a kindness, I will refer to him to one of my colleagues. Have a blessed day. And puts okay sign up. But that didn't slow things down. The construction worker responded with another video almost immediately, claiming Vito's reaction proved that he had accomplished his goal. He mocked Vito directly and turned his attention towards JCW Juggalo Championship Wrestling, uploaded with harsh criticism. After making that boring piece of crap wrestler Vito cry all over the internet, I decided to check out Juggalo Championship Wrestling. God, that's a shit fucking product, he says. The rant continued as he targeted the promotion leader, referenced Vince Russo, and suggested poor creative direction was responsible for the production. He also claimed the company should have hired Eric Bischoff instead, while continuing to insult Vito's personality. And then I looked a little more into it, and it's a loud-mouthed piece of crap that ran WCW into the ground with his sissy idea. Vince Russo running it makes sense. Y'all should have hired Bischoff. We would have had Vito in the back dying off wrestler sweat where he's fucking belongs, is what he said. His insults escalated further from there, with the construction worker dismissing Vito's entire career and claiming he used the feud to gain attention online. And he says, because that guy's been a backup in every promotion he's been in. Yeah, fuck. He says, F you, losers, bunch of losers, inbres, 50 fans of crappy ICP tattoos. Yeah, dude, used to get relevant. Got to cry all over the internet. Biatch. I'm not going to play this. As the online trash escalated in real life, 1-2 cross paths in Las Vegas situation turned physical in seconds, with the video in the confrontation now circulated, the tension clearly still running high. It's hard to imagine the feud cooling off anytime soon. So do you guys think this situation had been handled before it turned physical, or a confrontation like this irrelevant after months back and forth attacks? Let them know. You can also follow them. I'm giving them their shout out. You can also follow them on here, which is Ringside News. You can follow Ringside News and stay connected with Ringside News on Facebook, X, Google Plus, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram over here, and you can also follow them on Reddit. Paige Collette wants the ring rat to run through the entire JCW locker room. Paige Collette, an independent wrestler, independent female wrestler, is known for being the ring rat. That's what her name is. I didn't make it up. Paige Collette. Paige Collette is fully embracing chaos in JCW, as she makes it clear the ring rat character is nowhere near slowing down. During her appearance on JCW post show, Paige pulled back the curtain on the direction she wants her character moving forward. Instead of staying attached to one wrestler or one storyline, she explained that she wants the ring rat evolving constantly by bouncing between nearly everyone on the roster, while discussing how difficult it could be building chemistry with different talent before storylines suddenly change. Paige Collette admitted that she already pitched a much bigger long-term vision directly to Violent J and Vince Russo. She says, and I quote, "I've told the bosses, Vince and Jay, I've told them I want to go through the entire locker room. I want men, women, I want anyone. I want her to touch like go through every single person and absorb every single person like a ring rat would." Paige explained that every pairing changes personally. The character itself, she pointed to her storyline with Caleb Connolly as more mentor-driven, while her chemistry with Jeeves unexpectedly turned into something more goofy instead of sexual. Things changed once Disco Ray entered the picture, as the two leaned heavy into the top comedy segments, matching outfits, chaotic antics before eventually betraying the angle at Stranglemania. Now pairing with Stephen Flo, Paige said, "Fans are about to see even more extreme version of the ring rat inspired by the real life rock star groupies." This character, this gimmick that I portrayed, she said, is so much more than I love building and adding to the layers of what is, because when she was with Disco or Caleb, you know, she changes and it's like she's a chameleon. You'll see how convincing she is into the unhinged groupie. Paige also made it clear that despite wasting the character tied to nearly everyone in JCW, eventually she sees every pairing as a change of create something creative different instead of repeating the same act over and over again. At this point, the Ring Rat has become one of the most talented about characters in JCW, and Page clearly has no plans to keep the gimmick in one lane anytime soon. What do you guys think about it? Wanting the Ring Rat to go through the entire JCW locker room. What do you think about the character? Works with comedic chaos or a darker storyline? Drop your thoughts in the comments at ringsidenews.com. Violent J explains how the JCW locker room feels like family behind the scenes. JCW might be known for chaos in the ring, but according to Violent J, backstage are built on support and not competition. While speaking on the JCW backstage lunacy, Violent J talked about what makes JCW different from other wrestling promotions. He explained that one of the biggest strengths of the company is how the talent treats each other behind the curtain. He said the locker room isn't full of people trying to push each other aside to get ahead. Instead of, he described an environment where wrestlers actually want to see each other succeed. And I quote, everybody really cares about each other. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to see everybody else succeed. It's not like people are stepping over each other, trying to get ahead. Violent J went on to explain that the support system behind is what helps the company stay strong and keep talent coming back. It's like a real family environment backstage. People help each other, talk to each other, they support each other, and I think that one of the biggest things that makes JCW different from the other places is comments give fans a rare look behind the scenes and explain why many performers stay loyal to the promotion. While fans see the action in the ring, Violent J says the teamwork backstage is what really keeps everything running. A strong locker room can shape how the company grows, especially how JCW continues trying to explain is how it's reached and built its brand. What do you guys think about having a locker room that feels like family, gives promotion an advantage, or does succeed mostly come down to star talent? Please share your thoughts, your comments, your feedback down here in the comments at Ringside News. Let's see what else. Let's see what else there is on JCW. EC3, Ethan Carter III, revealed for JCW's role after TNA return. EC3 return run is already getting bigger because TNA isn't the one place he'll be showing up. After making his comeback at TNA Rebellion and setting up a match with Eric Young, another surprise followed during the closing of segments of April 16th, 2026, episode of JCW Lunacy. During the final moments of the show, Jeeves appeared and revealed that EC3 is now officially part of the JCW roster, catching fans off guard after his return to TNA. Total Nonstop Action. Just days earlier, the reveal quick became official when EC3 walked out of the ring and shook hands with Violent J, confirming that he would be working with the company. The moment didn't stop there, as it was also revealed that EC3 will immediately play a major role in an upcoming championship match. Instead of competing, EC3 has been assigned to the special guest referee in a four-way elimination match for the JCW World Heavyweight Championship, featuring Matt Riddle, Cocaine, Nick Nemeth, which is Dolph Ziggler, Caleb Conley, who will be accomplished by Vince Russo. The development makes it clear that EC3 comeback isn't limited to one promotion, as he already stepping into a major role in JCW while continuing his involvement in TNA with his position as special referee. There are already speculation about whether he will remain neutral or end up influencing the outcome of the title match. EC3's return created plenty of momentum at TNA Rebellion. I mean, whatever this word is, and is not involved in JCW show for his presence, expecting quick cross multiple promotions. What do y'all think about EC3 stepping into the special guest referee for the JCW World title match so soon after returning to TNA? Do y'all expect him to stay neutral or end up affecting the result? Let us know your let us know your thoughts in the comment. Let Ringside News know about your thoughts in the comments. Let's see what else we got. I'm not going to click that one, obviously. Let's do some WWE. Major backstage update on Asuka's WWE future after Backlash. Asuka's emotional moment at WWE Backlash was not viewed intentionally at the end of her wrestling career, despite all of the speculations online after Asuka lost to Io Sky, spoiler alert, and embraced her former student in the ring. Afterwards, fans immediately started wondering whether WWE has quietly given her farewell moment. Speculation exploded even more after Dave Meltzer claimed Asuka was semi-retired, while she admitted he didn't actually know what semi-retired meant in her situation. Now, according to Fightful Select, most people inside WWE do not believe Asuka has wrestled her final match. Reports started there was confused as well, with people in the locker room and around creative unsure whether the emotional backlash scene was actually supposed to be a goodbye. It was also noted that Asuka remains extremely respected backstage, with one WWE higher up reporting describing her as always reliable no matter what was up in her way. The report additionally revealed that Asuka signed a long-term WWE contract during the summer of 2024, with many WWE details around that time reportedly lasting around 5 years. Another interesting detail from the report involving the frustration backstage over Kairi Sane's release. Some people were unhappy WWE spent television time building stories involving Asuka and Kairi Sane without fully paying off Kairi's role in the angle. At this point, the situation still sounds unclear intentionally, but the latest backstage reaction makes it sound like WWE talent and staff largely do not expect Asuka's career to be over. What do you guys think? Asuka still has another major WWE run left, or should she step away while she is still at the top of her career? Leave your thoughts and your feedback in the comments at Ringside News. We're on to the next story. I honestly think that if she is done with the industry, you guys, if she is done with that, with WWE, she might be on her way back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. The reason why I say that she might be back to New Japan Pro Wrestling is because she's from Osaka, Japan, and so it's probably like a train ride to get to her family, and it would be more better for her to be in Osaka, Japan, in New Japan Pro Wrestling, to be able to go see her family and stuff like that. So I do understand if she does, or I do understand if she don't. Jacob File 2. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do that. Jacob File 2 explains chaotic chain of events that led to WWE signing. Jacob File 2 is finally revealing the chaotic behind-the-scenes story of how he ended up signing with the WWE. And according to him, it all spiraled after Rikishi accidentally exposed his contract situation online before he was ready. While speaking to Peter Rosenberg, Fatu explained that almost nobody actually knew his MLW contract was quietly ending in early 2024 because online reports had the timeline completely wrong. Fatu made it very clear he thinks fans trust internet rumors way too easily. And I agree with them on that. I agree with them that fans do trust the online rumors a lot more quicker than actually getting the facts. And he says, and I quote, "This is the thing about the internet. Don't believe everything on the internet. My birthday is in April. I'm wrong. You know what I mean?" They said, I was out of my contract in 25. Wrong. But listen, don't y'all so caught up in the internet, bro. Don't do that, he says. He explained that proceed of the WWE process of the WWE becoming interested in him started after Booker T reached out to Bruce Pritchard behind the scenes, encouraged WWE to take another look at him, according to Fatu. Even WWE initially don't realize how soon he would become available. And he says, Booker gave Bruce Pritchard a call and was like, hey man, I just had Jacob. Y'all might want to check him out again. He was like, you mean you might? Fatu then broke down how things became chaotic once people started realizing his deal was actually expiring much sooner than expected. He says again, it happened in August. I was out of my contract at the beginning of February. Everybody thought I was out in 25. The turning point came after Fatu privately information at Rikishi about the situation. While he made it clear his uncle meant well, he admitted everything changed once Rikishi publicly posted about his contract online. And he says, and I quote, I talked to my uncle, Rikishi. My uncle means well. I know my uncle means well. I talked to him. I told him I'm on my contract. I go on social media. He does a post. My nephew's out of, and I'm like, oh, no. Fatu admitted he intentionally wanted to keep everything quiet. He genuinely didn't know what his future looked like yet and didn't want outside pressure influencing the process. He says, I didn't know where I was going. I really didn't know where I was going. I just knew I'm getting goosebumps, bro. This is a big decision. He also explained that he avoided directly asking members of the bloodline for help because they were already at the top of the WWE heading into WrestleMania 40. I didn't want to reach out once again to my brothers because they're on top. This is bloodline. But everything suddenly changed after Solo personally reached out to him after seeing Rikishi's post Fatu, and Solo immediately treated the situation seriously and encouraged him to contact Paul Heyman. Solo really called and was like, hey man, what's up? What you got lined up? I seen my dad posted. Are you? Yeah, man. I am. Well, bro, you need to let the boys know. You should call Paul Heyman, man. That's where the situation moved incredibly fast. Fatu revealed that before he even had a chance to message Heyman himself, Heyman had already contacted him privately. Fatu immediately called Solo back in disbelief after seeing the message waiting for him. I hang out with Solo, go on Twitter because I hope Heyman would write me. I go on my inbox. Oh, Heyman already hit me. Call Solo. Hey man, this shit already hit me. According to Fatu, Everything became officially very quickly. After that, Fatu also admitted WWE managed to keep his eventual debut most completely secret intentionally before he finally arrived on television months later. And he says again, and man, we locked everything down. We got offered in February, got signed in March, didn't debut till June. They didn't know I was coming. They didn't know I was coming. Bottom line, Jacob Fatu's WWE signing almost stayed completely secret until Rikishi accidentally blew it up. The entire situation online. But once Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman got involved in the path towards the WWE, suddenly came together very quickly behind the scenes. What do y'all think about Jacob Fatu already becoming one of the WWE's best signings in the past years? Or do you think his biggest run is still ahead of him? Drop your thoughts down in the comment and let Ringside News know. And we'll catch you in the next one. Wow, you guys, that's crazy to know. But you guys will probably end up watching this later or whatever. I will catch you guys in the next one. I don't know when it's going to be. I cannot promise you when it's going to be, but it will be soon. I will come and talk to you guys soon. Coming to you from the power of the internet. And so don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, set it to all. And so you don't miss any of my uploads, any content, anything like that. And this is your tribal king, King Havoc Warlord. And I'm out.
The crown lies broken on the ground tonight. A ghostly whisper fills the cold moonlight. Once proud halls now echo with despair. The throne sits empty, no king sits there. Mountains crumble where heroes once stood. The rivers run with tears, not with blood. Shattered dreams in the ruins we tread. A kingdom forgotten, its glory fled. Oh, the shattered kingdom falls apart. Lies a broken heart in the dark. A thousand voices scream in vain. Will we ever rise again? Shadows hunt where the sunlight should play. The loyal scattered, they've lost their way. Legends fade.